Hello, I'm back, and we're talking more about attributes of quadrilaterals, and we're talking about more quadrilaterals. We talked about parallelograms last lesson. Today we're talking about trapezoids, rhombuses, rectangles, and squares. And just to remind you, attributes are characteristics or just things that make the shape what they are. And we look at sides and angles. All right, so the first one is the trapezoid, and this is sort of the oddball. A trapezoid really has one key attribute, and that is only one set of parallel sides. So if you look at this this trapezoid, you have this line and this line is parallel. It would go on, those two would go on forever and would never come together. That is one set of parallel sides. These would, so these are not parallel. So you only have one set of parallel sides with a trapezoid. Let's move on to rhombus. Okay, rhombus has two sets of parallel sides. Okay, 1 and 2. And what makes a rhombus is 4 equal sides. So I always say it's sort of like a square, and they push the top of the square and move it over. All right, so that would have 4 equal sides and 2 sets of parallel sides. Next is a rectangle. Rectangle has 2 sets of parallel sides, so both sides, just like a rhombus. All right. Opposite sides are equal. So this side is equal to this side is equal to that side, and then a rectangle has 4 right angles. So we talked about a parallelogram last lesson. Parallelogram is very similar to a rectangle, except for, again, it's sort of like pushed on its side. And to differentiate that, the rectangle has 4 right angles. Last is the granddaddy of them all, the square. All right, and this is a super special quadrilateral because it has 2 sets of parallel sides, it has 4 equal sides, and it has 4 right angles. Now in your next lesson, I'm going to show you why a square is also a rectangle, it is also a rhombus, and it is also a parallelogram, and a quadrilateral, and a polygon. So that'll be our next lesson. But these are just the attributes of the trapezoid, rhombus, rectangle, and square, and that should help you answer the questions for today's lesson.